money where we can like pay our bills and still have some stuff left over without feeling like we're living necessarily paycheck to paycheck, even though we are. But it's not gonna feel like, yo, we're scrambling after every check. And she was saying how she was
water and drink.
What's the bar guy? I can't see it over there.
Jim Beam, wine, Cavassier,
see some Royal over there.
See, we try to save the Royal, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what
But yeah, like she was saying.
But yeah, why should they drink good? Fuck them. Fuck them. Crack that rolls.
But yeah, she was saying how she was trying to get into something that can bring some like residual income in. I was saying, you know how fucking hard it is? And like the way she was talking, like it wasn't getting across to her that residual income is not something you just walk into. You just wake up today and say, I'll make. No, that's not how that works. So I went and pulled up like some shit, like some common shit that brings you residual income outside of just talent. The easiest way to have residual income is have a talent, like an entertainment talent, music, sports, model. Like that'll bring you some shit easy. You don't have that because most people don't have that. All right, so what's next? So it's some tough ass shit out there. Like investing into dividends. That's not something you just wake up and decide to do. If you a paycheck to paycheck ass nigga.
Trying to learn that shit. Like
invested into rental properties. Well, if you don't have the money, how you investing? Starting real estate or starting real estate. If you residual income. Outside of the crazy part is if you would have said you was grabbing it, I would have went for the wine too. You didn't hear him up there. But outside of
let's say pour it back in the pot.
But outside of like the extraordinary shit, yo, it's hard to come about some residual income, yo. You gotta actually work hella hard. That's a full-time job. Like,
I wouldn't necessarily say it's hard to come by, but it's a lot of
work. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to come by because that's not something you just walk into. That's what I'm saying.
You have to manage that.
Exactly. That's what I meant when I said like it's hard to come by. It ain't something you just wake up and you just apply for.
100%.
Nah, nigga. Like
it's funny you say that because I told you I had a meeting with the realtor over the weekend. Newer chick in the real estate seemed super knowledgeable. When she was getting into it, she was like, I didn't realize how much work it would be. Like, I didn't realize how constantly you have to always be looking for like new clients, new people to buy, new people. Like it just, I think people want to be entrepreneurs or want residual income, but don't realize how much
they don't understand
come into it. Like that's a 24-hour hustle.
TV.
Yeah, like where you just wear a suit.
And the episode goes off like,
like it's not
still rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, dog. I mean, because I get residual income, and it's like it's a low percentage, so you have to build a base, and then even then it fluctuates so much where you still got to manage those clients. So like while you're trying to get new business and bring new business and grow your business, you still have to go back and fucking manage old business.
So it's a balance act between balancing the clients you already built and still having to find new clients.
Right.
Yo, like
not everybody built for that.
It ain't simple, yo. Like it ain't simple, yo.
And it's a time. It's a time thing. Like it really is an effort thing. It's a management thing. It's a application thing. Like you gotta let people know like what to expect. But I want to know like how is nobody even talking about the fact? Like is it because she's already been outrageous, or is it because the book's already been out there? Like this whole Gabrielle Union eating ass thing is just bothering me that nobody's talking about it.
If that's not the most outrageous segue,
I'm gonna let it rock. I was going to.
Like, talking about, like, residual income, you can write a book, right? And,
the book gotta be good though.
the book has to be
Like,
good. You
has
also
really-
have to own the rights and things
Yeah.
like that. It's like,
And most people don't own the rights when they first.
that's super,
Their
super
first book, you're not on the rights.
That's super, super true, but I mean, she's older, and it's not her first, go around and things like that. So I'm just speaking for her more to saying because I've had feelings for Gabrielle Union since
I was a kid.
Delivers from you,
Bro, literally the movie.
Yeah.
That's literally the movie that put me on.
So, it's like
I feel like
just the nonchalantness that she's going around being like, people are eating ass, everybody's eating ass. You need to just say you eating ass. So I'm just like,
listen, I'm glad to find out she got that in her, yo. Because when she leaves D Wade, I'm next to mine, cuz. And she already got a skill that I'm looking for. So,
Live your life.
appreciate it, yo. Live your truth, and I'm gonna live mine.
Live your life, B.
yeah, man.
I
I'm
know.
just like,
I feel like if I'm eating ass, why shouldn't I get mine ate too?
Hey, brother. How's your day been, no?
The fuck?
I ain't even mad at it.
yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with a woman's tongue swirling around the butthole.
I just think that
It's like the
it
word
is.
swirling butthole.
Yeah.
Shouldn't go together.
Why not?
But I'm rolling. A lot is common. A lot of men low key like that. They won't admit it. But
I don't low key like it. I
listen,
don't give a fuck.
listen. If you
Call it what you want.
Talk about the anatomy, then it makes sense.
Call it what you want.
I just.
So moving on, rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
No, we're not just gonna wash.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
I'm tired of it. It is going on.
I'm sick of it.
Tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, she's just like, and everybody on the show just kind of got like this, like it's just like,
How long?
Okay, yeah, live your truth, like, and then she's like, well, y'all not eating this, and they like, nah, like no, and then like, nah, we not, and also it shouldn't be like on the rando, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess. I don't know how to unpack it. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't know where.
What you mean? What you mean? It shouldn't be on a rando? Like, you feel like that should be something y'all should plan out?
Like build up to you want the press run for that ass?
Like only when y'all married? Only on marriage? Like anniversary solely?
I don't even like the line questioning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just the whole like no.
Is that but the only thing the book's like? Is the book on that or like?
No, that was just one.
trying to
It's
figure
more
out.
like it's one.
So the interview that was the most outrageous topic of the interview.
Got you.
But it's like, her expressing her sexuality and how like you need to be comfortable with these things and you need to have these conversations like, namely like with the children and stuff like that. So that's just like, for me, it's just like, it's like it went from birds and the bees to like birds, bees, and eating ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand how like.
I would say I wouldn't go that far, especially with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know my mom was super open with me when it came to like me and my sisters. Like she was super open with that shit. Like she didn't try to hide that shit. It wasn't I don't want y'all having sex. She just said when y'all do it, make sure y'all protecting yourselves. Make sure y'all not in my house. Like she didn't give a.
It's funny because some rules don't need to be spoken. Like you just kind of know. Like,
Yeah.
I can't bring this girl home. It's just like,
I mean, I still did, but
You said I
I
did.
didn't give a fuck.
When you try, like when you got to, like you got.
Yeah.
that just means don't get caught.
I got caught by everybody except my mom's.
That's funny.
Which
Like-
is like.
My sisters and my cousins walked in a couple times.
That's
It's weird.
So like
feel
a
like
couple
divorce would
times,
be
like I feel like a couple times.
this was a
like,
choice at this
That
point.
should have right. Yeah, it's like,
Yo,
so like that's
but if you don't know,
that's an audience.
if you don't know I'm home, if you just used to walk in my room all random and
See,
shit,
that's the first problem.
That's number
Good.
one. That's problem wrong.
yeah, I feel you know it's no pride in no black family's room.
That's how I go. For the most part.
No.
Until
You
get
had privacy?
Until I got till about
Yeah,
14.
like my mom would at least not.
Nah.
No, so see, my mother would hit the.
First of
but I'm
all,
already in the
right,
room.
but like-
First of all,
I'm already in the room.
Right,
my
right,
mom
right.
said a problem if the door was even closed.
Well, no, it can't be locked. It's just like
Bruh, if the door was even closed,
You
she
gotta
trying to figure
argue.
out why.
because it was a knot, and then like they just won't let themselves in. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Oh.
it was like out of the respect. Like, damn, like you know what I'm
No, I
saying?
don't have no respect.
Well, I mean, I guess like I'm a person too. Like
No, I wasn't.
Just
I was her child. I was her child.
You can't just keep walking in. Like, well, I guess like my mom worked for social services and shit, so I was like, yo, you can't just keep walking in here. You know what I'm saying,
bro? I'm not a kid.
No.
Yeah, my mom did too. The fuck?
Yo, I don't know.
My mom gave no fucks, nigga. Yo, my mom's the type mom. She'll still open your mail. Yo, like if I get something sent to her house, yo, she will open my shit, bro.
But then not open the important shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
She'll open it. She's gonna tell you about it.
See, my mother did like she would do the opposite. She would like open shit that was like that wasn't necessary. But then like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting court notices and shit. Like, oh, I didn't open that. It was like, oh really? Oh really?
You got to get the open and give it back to you like I thought it was mine. It's like, yo,
bruh,
how?
Yo,
how?
I remember my mom came over the house one time. I wasn't there, and she's like, "Where your snacks?" What? Wait, where are you? Are you texting the right person? So she was like, "I'm at the house. Where are your snacks at?" I was like, "Come on, yo, I don't have no snacks. I don't be there. Why would I need them? Why are you in my room? Why are you in the house?"
You have a key?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I you gotta give moms a key. Emergencies.
No, call me.
Yeah, the baby.
Nah.
Call me.
Yeah, that's how you would want it to be, but I've already said that my mom
I
don't
guess,
care.
like with my house, it's like that's also another one.
Like if my mother came to me and asked me for a key,
Yeah,
but
no, it wasn't that situation. No.
If my mother asked me for a key, I wouldn't have a parents.
No.
Like,
If you
want a
key,
key.
like, yeah, if you want a key, but also this is a rental. Like I can't. They didn't even give me too many.
Like I only have 2 keys. Like
Right,
don't
be
lose
like,
it.
the fuck?
Nah, I always give her a house key and a car key.
Nah,
It's not
car
bad.
key and shit like that. Like,
Yeah. I have to give her a car
She
key.
has like all my. I need her to have a copy of all my vital records, like birth certificate, passport, and shit like that. Because I misplace shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually not. I don't misplace shit like very often, but
It's
it's feel
happening.
comfortable with her having that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
We have SmackDown
My
going on in the
mother
back.
asked me to stuff because she not organized that.
No, I'm not. I'm semi-organized. Like I'm in the mood. Like I get to points where I can be like super OCD organized, and then I go through like 2 months where I'm just like,
Fuck everything.
yo, like where is it? But I mean, it really just depends on whatever mood I'm in my life. For real.
No, I'm super OCD. This is a problem. As y'all said. Super problem. You about to say something? What you about to say? Here's what I'm moving on. I guess moving on. What you mean, group chat?
I thought y'all was talking about the transgender joint. I mean, because it's all the same thing. You deal with the transgender. So I didn't really know that they approved the surgery. Like I didn't know.
So for
Who
me and the
D-Wade
audience,
now?
explain.
Nah. So D-Wade isn't necessarily going to the extent where he's saying that his daughter's gonna get. His son is gonna get the surgery to go to the next gender.
So I've heard bits and pieces of the story. How old is their son? Not 18,
Because
right?
he's definitely younger than that. But
He's like 14, 13,
something like that. Yeah.
See, my thing is like, if you make that choice amongst yourself, cool. But like, you're so young at that point. How do you really?
Bro, at
You haven't
18,
even-
you're still too young. What do you mean?
You can't even buy cigarettes.
Yo, at 18, you're too young. my
Like you
guy.
need to be an adult before you make it. Like, when I
Are
say
you the same
adult-
person you were 18?
That's what the argument needs to be. Not necessarily about cigarettes and business.
I would say,
It's like,
but I'm not
that's
the
what
same guy.
You're not developed. Yeah, you're
Yo,
not.
you're not the
You know, like,
same
you can't even
person,
buy
my
a
guy.
cigarette shop, you can't do anything you really want to do. I would say even surgeries like that, as not even as a law, but as an individual, you want to be in your late 20s, early 30s, and for some maybe even older than that before you make those type of decisions.
I think there
Experience some shit.
Yeah.
Or how about like a psyche job? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because I guess because all right, so there are levels of things that I knew that I always wanted, and there are things that I haven't changed about myself that I've known and principles that I've had since I was a kid.
That just stuck with you.
that stuck.
And that's just that.
where I have trouble is saying that everything is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't put everybody in the same mold. Blah 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 blah. I'm not saying so. It's like, okay, let's have like an evaluation. Like if you really go and see a professional and he's like, look, yo got a real grip on it. Yo just really don't like the hang down that's between his legs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, and that's just what's gonna happen. But you know what I'm saying? But like,
I've never heard hang down before. That's fine.
Yo, so I mean, but if it's like you know he has grandiose, if he has like grandiose expectations of what this is gonna do for him, how this is gonna change his life, what is the reality? Like, what is the grip of the reality of like? Listen, you're a male. You're born a male. You're gonna go through this physical surgery that's gonna have physical ramifications.
Yes.
They haven't, and I'm a big fan of like they haven't perfected it yet. Just like you ain't want to get hair plugs when they first rolled that shit out. You feel me? So you should probably let a couple more people get the surgery
and
first.
You can't go back, my guy.
That's my thing. Like, yo, understand it. This is a permanent.
Well, they're saying that you can't go back.
No, it's not what it is. I don't care.
I mean, like it's like you can.
Bro, if you take if you take your dick off,
they said they're not taking it off. They flip it inside out.
that's disgusting. Well, even when you unflip it, it ain't gonna be the same thing.
They said it's like an inside like a double decker raincoat. Like it's like
I don't care what these doctors say, bro. How did we get the double decker raincoat?
You know, like when the joint where you can flip it inside out and it's like it's got the different design. Nah, that really didn't use that. You ain't had them jackets you can flip inside out and it'd be a different jacket.
I don't even know what that.
I quit.
You never had one of them joints like they.
What was it? Wait, what? Okay,
like, they used to have like jackets. They used to have hats like that you could flip it inside out and it'd be a whole nother joint.
No, listen, probably. I think it's a name that you use that got me off guard. Reversible. Okay,
I knew
cool.
Meant, but like,
I ain't never heard double decker like jacket. Like,
and then boom, you flip the bitch over. It's like the same thing upside though. Equal
that
and
shit,
opposites. Like
it's never gonna be the same if you flip that joint inside out. Your dick's not reversible, bro. That's not a thing.
you're dealing. Yo,
how do you know though?
at the end of the day,
It's
it's a muscle, bro.
At
the end of the day, it's a muscle.
Alright, so
you
can rebuild a bicep. I saw him do it multiple times.
But if
No,
you get a shoulder
right.
surgery, it's gonna fuck with you the rest of your life.
Right, but that don't mean you can't still do this.
Yeah.
Right?
It's gonna be consequences
Yeah,
with doing this. Especially if you really like doing this.
Bunch of stitches up, yeah. Probably. You shouldn't have split it in the first place, right?
Hey, look, listen. No. All he did was say it's possible for it to go back the way it should, the way it is. It's consequences, though.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these parents and these. First of all, I'm not even gonna put the kids in because they're kids. It should have to deal with consequences like of this magnitude, bro. At 10, you shouldn't have to deal with the consequence of this magnitude because your parents should be equipped enough mentally to say not yet.
What is the recovery time?
I like your choice of words. It's not yet's the key. Not no, but
Yeah,
not yet. Not
right.
right.
I'm saying let's.
I want to make sure.
I'm saying I want to make it clear that I'm not saying don't make the change.
Just not yet.
Not yet. Mm-hmm. Like, let's make sure this is what you want. Let's make sure you get to a point where your body can sustain it, can accept it, and let's make sure you get to a point where your body's done growing. Like, yo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the recovery time on something like that?
Yeah, like,
and then like,
how much school are you missing?
You have to go back.
The testosterone. Okay, depending on which gender you're flipping to, decides the pills you'll be on. If you're going from man to woman, you're going to be on testosterone blockers. Okay, what is that doing to the body?
At that young of an age.
We don't know. We don't fucking know. And you're telling me that as a parent, you're okay with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a little wild.
And then, and then you gotta look. I look at it from this point of view too, because it's a super leftist and social justice warrior people that's talking all. Let's make it happen as fast as possible. Oh, now you're being hypocritical. Now you're being hypocritical because you're the same one that got us to the point in this country where we're accepting mental health. and accepting, want to get better with that, and want to grow with that, and want to make sure that no matter the culture, no matter your race, no matter your ethnicity, you think and you care about your mental health. It ain't nothing good mentally about doing the shit y'all doing with these kids.
With these kids.
For real though, like yo, you.
Nah,
And then
this non-committal, like we're not standing for anything type of shit with these parents. That's the reason why. I mean, we've been saying that for years now on this very podcast. It's the parenting. It really is. Like
lack of.
The reason why the shit is in the shit is because of the parenting. Like you can't just.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I was thinking about this one day. I definitely agree it starts at home, it starts with the parents, but as a person, you're gonna make your own decisions. Like, people know, you know when you're grown what's the difference between right and wrong. Of course, there's levels like anything, but you know the difference between right and wrong between you go through that forth. Now, your parenting can affect which choice you make, but as far as like knowing what the difference is,
I think that there are shades of gray and what's right and what's wrong. And to certain people, but what I feel like should come from every home, and what there aren't shades of gray of, is accountability. Mm-hmm. And that's what there's a lack of. It's like, nah, I didn't do that. They did that. That's not my baby. Mm-hmm. Like all kinds of, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like
I see what you mean.
Where it's like you feel like you don't have to be responsible. And you don't have to own up to the things that you did and take, and suffer the consequences.
And that's in parenting overall nowadays, not just in terms of this topic. That's in parenting overall. Yo, there's a complete breakdown of accountability in parenting from our generation.
I agree with you, what you're saying 100%.
No, I get what
but it's like, because that kind of gets into like, okay, like, what are you teaching your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's for everybody to understand. But what I think everybody should understand is that every man is a man, and that there is accountability between us, and through it. So yeah, I really wish, you know what I'm saying? Like I really wish everybody could have had our parents, getting ass whoopings.
Yo,
like
it's crazy because that touches on a situation that I was
not saying that our parents were the best with.
Like, I mean, I wasn't even a part of it. I just witnessed it. I just witnessed the conversation. And the conversation that was being had in front of me was this young lady has a 12 and a 9-year-old, and she was saying how the 12-year-old always over orders when they go to eat, and he be ordering lobsters and extra sides and shit.
I saw this one.
And
I said, yo was irate.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, at 12, I just got the kids menu.
Bruh, at 12, you were able to look at the menu?
The kids menu. I was a 12-year-old still getting the kids menu that we colored on, my nigga.
I was going to say, because at 12, I was like, we wasn't even looking at you.
Nigga,
like,
I didn't learn.
tenders.
I didn't learn how to order for real until I was 17.
I wasn't even off.
Bro,
I wasn't even the 13 and under in Golden Corral until about 18.
Nigga, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I gotta still look at my mom and be like, is this alright? I can grab that. Like, if I'm out with her, you'd be like,
yo, I didn't even
I can get it without bro, but like,
fuck, it's cool. I mean, I really like it.
Nigga, fuck lobster. I didn't even taste steak for the first time until like 15.
Yo,
the fuck?
Yo, real talk though.
And
like,
I'm talking about homemade steak. I ain't talking about like no high expensive
ordering steak and shit.
I'm not talking about Morton's or Ruth Chris, and I know people who was kids going to Ruth Chris and shit. Nah, nigga.
If you want to try some new shit like lobster shit, you better make your way to a buffet that has some of that shit. You can try it all you want.
Nigga,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
nigga, in my household,
you're not trying new shit.
Steak was for adults.
No, I had steak.
Well, I mean, like lobster and shit like that. I mean,
No,
like,
I didn't buy, like my mother didn't buy it, but she would make it. Like,
nigga,
and it was only in summertime on the grill.
Steak was for adults.
I've been at dinners to this day where my wife's own brother is like, couldn't even say filet mignon. And I want the filet mignon, like, still got it. It's like, damn. I be like, yeah, back in my day,
bro. That's like how you be out and about all times of the night, yo. You be in the store, you be like, so many kids. Nigga, so weekday.
Yo, I be thinking that in the
Like,
morning.
what
Like,
the
yo,
fuck?
I was on the bus at 7. I don't understand where you're going right now, yo.
Or like when you be in a store or something at like, you know, noon or something, you're like,
Something
what
off.
are you doing in
Yo,
here?
you know how I know?
I never got out of school. Like,
Yo,
that was
I had-
rare for my mother.
I had
to get us out of
kids try to
school.
roast me because I wouldn't buy them tobacco products. It was like, yo, we trying to get a black man. I was like, I ain't even got that for you, shorty. And it was like, yeah, you ain't probably got no money. I'm like, nigga, you saying that to me with pajama pants on? It's like,
You know, it's funny, no one's buying that kid. Like, I know 100%.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, Pop, listen.
yo, real time, I would roast little kids. Like,
I don't give a fuck with little kids.
I really do.
Somebody got to hold these little niggas accountable.
Did you say that with your JanSport on?
Shut up before I call your mama.
Nigga.
First of all, you can't even come in because there's only 2 kids per school. They don't even let 2 kids
You
at the
can't
same
come in
time.
because you just got your book bag with you.
Right.
My guy, like, can't get past the door.
My guy, I will tell him that I saw you put something in your pocket. You'll be lifted out of here.
There's no way you're over 100 yet.
Yeah.
No
And,
way.
you know the Moravian niggas, they're tired of them little black niggas in and around Ricestown Road, fucking just robbing themselves.
You know how I'm really getting older though, yo? I'll be in a mall sometimes and I'm like, oh fuck, is there so many kids in the store? This shit's annoying. And you hear them talking and they're not even disturbing anything. They're being kids. Like they talking.
I don't like being around
And
them.
I'd be like, yo, I am irritated. Like,
I just don't like being
They
around
got
them.
money, like when
Yeah.
they try to pull out their card and they be like,
The card,
no, the pen,
bro, the card that gets on 19, 20.
You know what I'm talking about?
The fuck?
or they calling all like, yo, what's your PIN number?
Yo, oh my goodness.
Yo, I wasn't 22 until I really thought back to my childhood and was like, yo, they were all making fun of me, but no one's buying their clothes. Like, fuck am I upset for? Like, they didn't buy it. Like, I was so old as I realized. That is crazy getting older.
You start to think about shit that, like, makes you like what the
You be like,
fuck?
what was I thinking about?
What was
Or like,
going on?
why was that upsetting me? Yo? Like, that shit is crazy to me.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is like.
And then you see him now, you like, ooh, I get it now. Definitely get it.
You got like 4 kids.
That's a lot. But in some instances, you know, you in a relationship, you love her. That kids, okay.
You look back at the I know me.
Can you afford them first? Before, like,
No, definitely afford them.
Because they're taxing the dog shit out of me and y'all because we ain't got nothing. You feel me? So like, and I'm tired of seeing returns for niggas that are not doing anything. Like you're clogging up the freeway.
Yo,
That's what you're doing. You're like you get a return for a
I
nigga.
owe this state money, and I literally worked 3 jobs all year.
Yeah.
How?
All right.
Nigga, you got tax money from 3 jobs for me. That's not enough for y'all?
I'm not even excited about that.
But
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
And I thought being married was gonna help.
You said it didn't.
Nah.
How did I just buy a house and not own?
Not especially like because my wife's situation is always better than mine. It's like the sales and like getting commission and shit like that. They love to eat it. Like they just.
That's what I figured out about serving and bartending, yo. Like, I will not serve and bartend without another job to compensate for the taxes I'm not paying while I'm serving and bartending. Like, I have to have something balancing that out. And with the other job I have, I always let them take the most. Like, you can take the most possible from this job. Because I'm making it back on the serving bartending end. I just need to cover my ass for tax.
Don't ask me for a lump sum, which I know they're gonna do. That's why I'm like, I got an account. I'm not even calling them.
Because I'm not even.
I'm like, it's still February. I'm like, I know I can still call you in March. We still call you in March.
I filed my federal tax pushing.
No, I got it.
My shit is sitting in my email. Like, your tax form is ready.
Them shit about to go right back to school. That shit dumb. Talking about, getting older, I want to talk about people dying young. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke, like I said earlier. No one I can't even pretend to know his music like that or be super, super familiar with, but I was in the gym this morning. First of all, it's always funny when somebody outside of the culture, and when I say culture, I mean people of color, Like, yo, did you hear Pop Smoke died? Did you just target me because you just assumed?
This wrestling in the background is killing me.
Bro, I said something about this like an hour ago.
I know,
you did,
but I was
did.
trying to block. Yo, I was in the midst of blocking that shit out. So I was trying to block out the wrestling, so I couldn't acknowledge that shit.
I got it.
Once I heard somebody got speared,
I was
like,
literally sitting here like, yo, I can't take this.
The fact that niggas is still getting speared out here. You know what I'm saying?
Like, nigga, it's been 40 years of spearing, yo. You
Yeah,
have
really?
not adjusted. You
Like
have
the
not
fact that you
adjusted.
still letting that happen to you. Yo, like
You watched it come.
If
What?
Wait,
If
first
a
of all,
nigga let you get up like this, no, you're getting speared.
You're getting speared, stuttered, or RKO'd. Why have you adjusted your get up time, my God? Niggas should be getting up like this now.
I will be
Yo,
rolling out the ring, dog.
Niggas should be getting up with that core bent, like, yo, there's no way you
I would
can
just be
stand
rolling
straight
out
up,
the
bro.
ring and be like, "Oh, you over there? All right, bet." All right.
Yo, do y'all remember the moment y'all realized wrestling was fake?
Dog, all right, so I wanted to talk about this. Yes, thank you for bringing this up. I wanted to talk about this up.
We're gonna get back. I don't know what you were bringing up. But we're gonna get back to that.
That's so funny.
'Cause that was a good
That
topic.
was kind of irrelevant, and you don't really care. Like,
But no, Pop Smoke.
I'm not saying.
Pop Smoke is relevant. But that topic is relevant though.
Why?
Dying young.
I mean, dying young because I had something personally I want to say about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I live in Baltimore.
Listen.
A home invasion, dying of a home invasion means.
I don't care about. I can care less about Pop Smoke. I don't know that nigga. He popped and got smoked. I don't care. Whatever.
Why would he make that?
That's that.
I'm with you. Don't give a fuck.
I know.
What I'm saying is,
That's my
Why do you put it together like that? Because I want to laugh, but it's not funny.
It's not.
Go ahead.
no. Oh, damn. I want to get to this, but I want to get to wrestling. I want to get to this. Yo, listen. At the end of the day,
That's like obituary level. Like,
Damn.
like at the end of the day, for me, it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's hard for me to sympathize, but to a level, it's like, because when you live the life that you choose to live, that these rappers live, these street dudes live, you're choosing this lifestyle.
100%.
They come with one or two endings.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come with a happy ending, my guy. It just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to feel bad.
See, I agree with you.
Now, do I feel bad because at the end of the day, it's a loss of life. It's a loss of a member of the community that could have been an upstanding member, given different circumstances. Absolutely. At the end of the day, just like we had our choices, he had his choice. We was given circumstances, and we still made our choice. At the end of the day, every action, his action was to choose that lifestyle, has a reaction. His reaction was robbery. Yo, niggas get robbed every day, B.
That's true.
I'm sorry, cuz. I'm sorry. And then on Facebook, we see, every time you turn around, I see niggas on Facebook talking about R.I.P this, R.I.P that. Oh, this city crazy, this city wild. Yo, if you want to keep it a stack, nationally, it's the least amount of murders we've ever seen in this country.
I don't know the statistics.
I've never.
That's a legit statistic. Like,
I've never looked at national numbers just because I live in such a high profile city. Like, it's just like my everyday is in a very high, very concentrated city where like people die every day. And it's like, we're not saying that to be like.
That's why you have. I mean, I'm not speaking for y'all, but I'm talking about me personally. I had to start looking at national statistics because of the level of violence in Baltimore. You feel me? So because the level that we experience every day is so high, you have to look outside of our environment to realize that's not fucking normal. Because we have been we've been desensitized.
That's what I'm saying, because it's also it'll make you sick. Because when you look at, wait a minute, this is per capita. This is a very small city. To have the amount of murder, we should not be murdering. At
We're
the
nowhere
level of
close to a
Chicago.
million people.
We're in Chicago, St. Louis. We're nowhere near the size of those cities. We should not have the same amount. You know what I'm saying? The same amount of murdering.
I'm trying to tell you,
per capita.
The edge of east to the edge of west, you can do it in 30, no traffic. Easy.
100%.
You can do half the city of Chicago in 30, from my
And
understanding.
you can do it in 25, and niggas didn't have guns out. So, I mean, like, but like, you know, and that's I don't mean to be disrespectful, you know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Pop Smoke or anything like that.
It's not a disrespect thing. It's a reality thing.
It is.
It's a reality thing. And the reality of it is like, yo, you live your truth, and that's what he did. And that's another topic that I wanted to touch with you guys is he was living his truth, and in his truth, that was his ending.
And that's what I wanted to say that one for last. I feel like that's the
I mean the same thing with all these rappers though. Trippie Redd, Mac Miller, they was living their truth, and their truth led to their ending. Like that's the reality of your truth sometimes.
See, my thing is like I definitely agree with you 100%. But my thing about it is like when you're trying to transition out that lifestyle and your baggage from when you were a kid come with you. I get it. You try to
just
make
because,
better decisions like this.
I get it. Just because you're trying to transition doesn't mean the niggas you fucked over or the niggas that was your enemies in that lifestyle about to just let you rock out. No, that's not how that shit work, guys.
100%.
And at the end of the day, a lot of people don't understand that part of it because they never experienced that side of life. But yo, the rules in the real world they not the same rules in that world, Joe. It's not the same rules.
When you say rules, elaborate what you mean.
Elaborate.
Just for people listening, just so you know.
You
gotta be clear.
I've noticed that a lot of I'm not gonna say a lot because I don't know the exact number. I've seen an alarming amount of murders in Baltimore City that directly lead to drugs or something in the neighborhood or something like something dealing with something. Like it's not just I keep seeing the phrase senseless murders. It's not senseless.
No, you usually start.
It's senseless because you don't know why it happened.
Right.
It's senseless because of your perspective.
Or
it's not senseless.
It's senseless because when you take it back and you think about, was even if you say a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever, is it worth a life though? You know what I'm saying?
It's not. It's not. But that doesn't make something senseless. That just makes it unnecessary. It's unnecessary to take a life for that. That doesn't make it senseless, especially when you're in that life. When you're in that world, yo, you know what you're signing up for. You know. And you also know that most people don't get out of it. So when you're trying to get out of it, bro, you better keep your fucking head on a swivel. He was in LA. He wasn't even in New York. And from my understanding, he's from New York.
Either way, you can't go hood. Like, not saying he was in the hood. Outside of that,
there's these home invasions in LA. It's like, I mean, realistically,
honestly, I don't give
where
any.
Are you safe? It's like, for me, that's just when it's so hard to, I guess, want to have that kind of lifestyle and then be like, but I want to also be private because my whole thing is like I just try to be as private as possible.
See, the crazy thing is you move, but then the neighborhood you move in, home invasions are targeted. Like they're going to those houses. That's where the money is. We know you got nice stuff in there. We coming to you.
And you're posting on Facebook and Instagram constantly. You're doing it constantly, yo.
The posting,
you're from a certain world. You bang with a certain type of people.
What song was that when Jay said that? And back then, the last thing you wanted was your photo snap. Like, I just can't. I can't get with it because I try to tell my sister so much. I even see my wife, like doing shit. It's like, yo, everything doesn't.
To be honest, all right. So Facebook is the only social media that I post to. I rarely post pics. I never tag my location. I never tag other people. Like, yo, I don't see how that's necessary.
My mom asked me to share my location with her, and I was like, why?
Why would I do that?
What are you talking about? And she's like, oh, no, like, it's something funny me and your sister do. Like, she was like, oh, you're in white march. I'm like, yeah, that's what the feds do. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all think that's funny? Like, no. Like, oh, you're in white march. What are you doing there? Like,
see,
I'm also not answering unnecessary questions.
I post pretty regularly, but my posts are delayed.
And your posts are mostly business.
Yeah. Like, my posts are like 3 days after I've been at the location. Like, it's not right, but like, yo, look what I'm doing right now. It's usually like, look what I did 4 days ago.
Right, which is completely different from what we're starting to see. Because what we're starting to see is people posting exactly where they are. They're dropping the location. They're there right now. Like, yo, any one of your enemies can come and attack.
And I mean, if you walk around and a friend of mine told you, walk around, do like walk in like a Panera or like anyway, really like a public place where there's gonna be multiple people, and just like wherever you walk from, just do a quick turnaround. You'd be surprised how many people like why is your camera out? Like, why is your phone out and like up like this? Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know if you taking pictures of themselves.
Yo, it's a weird thing to always have your camera out, yo.
I agree.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It does.
It really makes me uncomfortable.
Agreed.
Like, don't be taking pictures to be random.
I don't even answer FaceTimes. I don't. I
don't
need to know where I'm at.
Nah. I don't have my location on. I don't want apps to know my location. Like, for what?
Why do I even have the styles on my iPhone? I don't know. I really don't even know. Like, it's really more so, I guess, the status thing. Like, really.
See, the thing I think about is like, yo, how are you really enjoying the moment you're in if you got this in your hand? Like,
you're not.
Like,
you're not.
It's been so many nights where I'm like, damn, I should have took a picture. I was fly. Or like, yo, I was in such a fly place. I should have took a picture.
Every fly, yo, it's so rare.
Thinking about it, I'm like,
it is so rare for me to get a good picture of an outfit I have on. Like, yo, I need this for the album in my phone. But I don't even. Because you're so into the moment. You're enjoying yourself. You're enjoying the camaraderie of whoever you're with. You're enjoying the location you're at. You're enjoying the food. You're enjoying the festivity. Like, why the fuck is your phone out? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, yo, I couldn't imagine going back in time, being exactly how we were as teenagers, but bringing phones with us.
Yeah.
I would be like, yo, get that shit the fuck out of here.
I remember when niggas used to hoop for hours. Like, could you imagine, like, I gotta go to, like, stop the whole game, we all gotta update our...
Bro.
Like,
yo, imagine going to play pickup football, and then every couple minutes you gotta stop and, like, yo, you gotta take a picture of your sweat. Like, yo, come on, man. You fucking up the flow of the game.
That's funny. But, you know, with that being said, you know, you gotta move right. If you succeed to a point where you can get out that lifestyle, definitely make the right movements. I know it's harder said than done. Me personally, I don't even think I'm necessarily qualified to necessarily talk like that just because I didn't come from that background. But I mean, it is what it is.
I'm not qualified either.
But
I understand enough based on family and based on friends that, yo,
just be careful out there.
You gotta move,
especially where we come from, yo. It's a certain way you gotta
Everybody
move, yo.
Take your shit. Nobody want to earn nothing for themselves. They take your shit.
Especially if you are who you are, like have your team around you at all times. Like, I think a lot of times with men, our ego gets us in trouble. I ain't leaving there. They ain't about to run me out of there. I don't have a problem going there. I got my people. Like, just move smart, not with ego, not with emotion. That'll get you in trouble.
Nigga, move quiet. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that too.
Shut the fuck up. Like, yo, I take pride in having nobody know who the fuck I am. Take pride in that shit. I can go anywhere in this city and have nobody know who I am unless it's a chick.
You know what's funny?
A chick is the only person probably that, or somebody I play football with, or somebody I work with. Ain't nobody really about to be like, yo, that's my nigga, because I don't move like that.
It'd be funny. It's funny you say that because I had a moment. bar. It's been moments because there's been certain bars where like people start realizing like, oh, you be here. Oh, I'm not gonna go. I don't even know what's in me that make me do that. But when people start be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop going for a little bit.
You got to.
Because now
you got a location where I be. Don't anticipate me, yo.
I'm like, nah.
Don't be spotting me.
And they're like, don't you be up? Nah, I only like that movie. I don't really like
I only went there once for real.
Mm-hmm.
Their wings trash.
No, I be there every now and then.
You know damn way their wings good.
Man, you will not be here a second time.
Yo, so how y'all feel about like this new wave of people saying living your truth?
I agree with the concept of it. I also feel like everybody isn't like that naturally, and everybody won't be like that naturally. First of all, that's a thing where like some truths need to be kept to yourself. Like, let's just be honest.
Oh, really? Like eating ass? I would think that'd be the first one in the yourself box.
Because people mix the saying up like live your truth don't mean live your truth with everybody.
Everybody's ass can't be clean like that. Like we don't even have a day. We don't even have bidets over here. Like I can see if we was in like Japan or you know what I'm saying, where they like, yo, I mean, like I would really like a bidet. Like I'm the older I get, the more like, you know what I'm saying, the more you explore, like, you know, I just like being clean. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Side note,
you get a wet wipe.
Chick put me on wet wipes, yo.
Bro,
oh my god,
I'm
like, why wasn't I like this forever?
My mother and sister been trying to get me on wet wipes since I was a teenager.
Bro,
what I can never get past is not being in the shower and have something wet in my hand.
Yeah, wet.
Like I could not get over that idea. I don't know, yo. I was in a situation at a chick house where she didn't have no toilet paper at the time, so I had no choice but to triple up with some wet wipes.
They just had like I been to a chick's house where they just had Huggies right there.
Yeah,
the fuck, a child like I'm like, you got way too many kids. If like you over here like,
where's the toilet paper?
Listen,
where's the toilet paper, bitch?
We finished doing whatever we was doing. She was like, I'm gonna leave this bag here. I was like, what is that? She's like, Huggies. I was like, you don't have kids. I don't understand. Like, so she just had these bag of wet wipes on the side. I was like, what do you use them for? Shorty explained. You don't need.
No, that's still dirty in my mind because you should still be wiping your ass.
No, and he knows what it's like. Why do you have a chick that has a bag of wipes? Bro, that means she freshens up a lot. Like that's like the Kobe. That's like the Kobe chick. Like how many today? Like, you know what I'm saying?
She's like, I'm just gonna leave these here. I was like, what are these? And I'm gonna start.
And the fact that she has enough to leave you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, don't do that to her.
You got no kids.
She brought,
but you got enough to leave her back?
Bruh.
She brought them one night. But like, I'm like, yo,
bruh,
what?
That's it.
Started using them just regularly. I'm like, oh,
yo, it's a life changer. It's a life changer.
And if you try them, I'm not sure. So I had the Dollar Shave Club for a little bit. If you get the ones that are like designed for adults, because now my experience is that the huggy ones do give you like that a little bit like of a wet sensation on the ass, like you kind of you want to hit it again with a dry joint.
No, hit the paper.
Don't do that. Don't do that because niggas do you like maybe you got a box. Like
and don't let the finger touch it. You be like, yo, oh no, God.
That's packing.
Like, I gotta get away from wet wipes.
Yeah. But if you do the ones,
you said it's begging.
I saw you.
I was like, I'm not even going. And 10 minutes later, he would come.
It was like, boy, nigga, they got a problem.
I said, you know what?
Nasty, you know all
that's
that.
That's what I'm like, why do you know these terms, bro? You don't gotta put that.
I looked it up, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
I've never been to Europe.
Listen, I'm not for that shit. I'm not for that shit. That's what I'm saying. Bro, yo, listen, like, no fingers, bro. Listen, yo, I am not for the fingers down there, bro.
Oh my god.
So it's around the ass.
Oh, no one told me.
So,
oh shit.
The ones from they're a little bit more expensive. The ones from Dollar Shave Club, but they have like a winter green finish, where it's like that icy coolness. You know what I'm saying? And like it feels dry. It gives you like that like a.
But it still does the same. It does the same job as a hugger.
Yeah, but it's got that like winter green.
Does it feel so? Does it feel a little tougher, whereas though you don't feel like your fingers about to rip through the damn huggy?
No, also no.
Because
they're made for men.
So it gives you the. Okay, I want to say this in a way where it gives you the safe feeling of not having your finger.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I got nails a little longer than most niggas, and that's my biggest problem. I don't understand how women do it.
See, I came up on this whole box of them toys, so I got I keep a couple of them. I actually gave most of them away, but I kept a couple for myself just for that reason. I was like, yeah, I need these.
Yo, that shit. I think I can't. I think I finally like
read the chicks.
No, that's not even.
With destroyed pussies and assholes. Like, listen, here you go. You need two. Get about it.
You just gotta have it on deck. I'm a big host type person. Like,
Nah, you are. Like, every time I come over here, I find a way to get my house better.
And when I allow people and chicks over, I just want to make sure, I want you to feel like you're in a hotel a little bit. Like, chicks stay over. It's like, feel good when you leave it. Like, I just went to the country inn.
Side note, are you going to see the Wilder Fury fight?
I got to figure out where I'm going.
Where are you trying to go?
I'm not sure. Depends on how I want.
When
how much I want to spend Saturday.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would buy it if we.
Go half.
How much is the fight?
I didn't even think he was going. I didn't think he was going to go that high.
Oh my God!
Shot low.
Yeah, he should have.
You said bring some chips. Bring chips. Like, I got you in the gym.
If you commit to half, I'm buying it. Like I will buy it right now.
How much is it?
With my check? I'm sorry.
You said you might got to buy the whole thing. I'll pay you back.
No, I'll buy it because it's I have the ESPN Plus. So
it's on ESPN because
no, you get it a little bit cheaper through ESPN Plus. It's going to be on.
It's like 64 on ESPN Plus because
it's $99 now.
Yeah, regular is $99.
No, it's going to be $79 for.
Fuck.
It's $80.
That's still I still could do half for that.
But it's
I don't want to
it's
do half for $99 though.
No, and I didn't want to do the whole thing either. Yeah, but so I was like,
but I do want to see this nigga Wilder.
Yo, it's like
back,
this is we have to. The only draw he has is to that nigga. Like, this is like for
what time to fight?
It shouldn't be. It probably come on. Nah, that should probably come on at 12.
Yeah, it's a boxing draw.
Yeah,
that's the only thing about
they start earlier though because of how many rounds it is and how many more fights it is in a boxing event. They start.
And it's less likely, really, that, because with the MMA joint, you got submissions, you got call it.
Yeah.
And also, I'm like, why are MMA joints? Because I would think that MMA would sell more nowadays. Because the MMA one, so just like McGregor Cerrone, that one was $65. So I'm like, why is this more expensive than that one? And the undercard for that one was great. Like, I would have bought that just for the undercard. Like, the McGregor Cerrone,
as big as UFC is.
It's still not there yet?
It's not boxing. And I don't think it will ever be boxing.
Oof.
Because of the history of boxing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's so much culture.
It's the history behind boxing.
But
like, for real, to be honest, our grandkids probably be in the UFC the way we're in the boxing.
Okay.
How we could just hear a name say, I want to see that fight, that's how they're going to be with UFC. Because it'll be that kind of time and that kind of investments into it where they.
I wouldn't even say grandkids.
Dana White gonna be the Don King.
Yeah, I really just think it's one of the things where that much time hasn't went past. I think about it like this: in the '90s was the birth of UFC.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's just not the time.
Really? No.
I mean,
outside of John, no one knew really around my circle. We didn't.
I would say
know what UFC was till like 2008.
Outside of Conor McGregor, who the fuck do people? Okay, outside of Conor McGregor,
I remember.
I'll say this: outside of Conor McGregor, who? This how you know. This how you know how big a sport is getting. Do black women want to go? Do black women?
My wife is very in that MMA.
We're talking about the average black woman.
My wife is very in that MMA. Like, if she don't fuck with anything else but the Ravens.
Also, the fact that she fought with the Ravens heavy just makes it not average too. Is she in the boxing?
No, she can't say boxing. She don't fuck with it. Like, I watch a lot of boxing, and she was just like, I don't like it. And then but if I turn MMA on, she was like, ooh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that? And then she was like, and I'll be like he's hurt. She was like, he's hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? She legitimately likes it. Yeah, like when we bought that fight, like, she legitimately was like, the fight's on. Like, turn your shit off and like. So so we really gotta talk about that because
I'll commit to
wings and everything.
I'll commit to it. Yeah, I'll definitely send you money. Catch it.
I can't wait. All right, bet.
Good.
So me too.
So I'm gonna bless you with my presents because I ain't got it. Come through with the chips.
I'm gonna tell everybody. So I mean, bring niggas.
Everybody. So we doing it like 5 ways.
If we can get people in there, because like I was thinking I would invite like Sierra to share. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they ain't gonna.
I don't know who they are.
Well, they ain't gonna do it. Like, I figured your life would.
I'm sick of it.
Don't invite.
I think your lady would enjoy those other females just because I know like my lady doesn't really like people like that, and so she can handle.
Mine does, but she's.
Well, I think they kind of like.
Yeah,
a little bit.
cool.
So, and that's why when I asked her, she was like, "Oh yeah," like she was like, "Oh, Quante," she was like, "Yeah,
Definitely.
So I was like, and I know like Sierra's cool and Tashira's cool, and they all got they had their head on straight a little bit.
I'm with it. It's be a good night.
We should not be dropping names in this fucking.
Yeah, I was like,
We do it all the time. Actually do it.
I would say all the time.
We've done
Enough,
it. We've done it
more than
numerous
like,
times.
Enough times where I'm like,
where we ever get popping, my God.
You was talking about.
It's gonna be a lot of editing.
That's true.
What's up?
Them early episodes, y'all was
reckless. Early episode, nigga, y'all was reckless.
Whatever. But going back to the truth thing, like it's like, I think that your truth and it's just so amazing what you said. Like your truth is different than the truth.
Yeah, your truth and the truth is different
because this reality thing of like being a man and just like the responsibilities that we have that like I didn't ask for none of this like for real and just like and it's like your truth and the truth are two totally different things. You're gonna have to get your ass up, get some.
Yeah, my truth is that I did that good shit. Like, the truth that is here,
and so which is not to say that we don't like it and enjoy it in some way, but it's just like it's just like the pressure. Sometimes I just my wife would talk about her little brother and be like, oh, he's asleep or he's spoiled or something like that. And I'd be like, leave that man alone. Like you don't understand the pressure of being a black man. It's like just let him be right now. He ain't even in. You know what I'm saying? He's not even.
That'd be my thing. Like we're taught so much to not feel. Like, and for a person like me who's emotional, like when you feel all the time, it's like, yo, this is tough sometimes. Like when you try to turn off your shit every now and again, or you can't express what you're going through, you like, I don't even know how to. Like,
I agree. Luckily for me, it worked out in my benefit and not being taught not to feel, even though I do, even though I express myself emotionally now as an adult. What it did was it allowed me to think logically and think outside of my feelings and not allow my feelings to decide what I'm going to do, or decide my fate, or decide how I'm going to react. So being taught not to feel can be a good thing if taught to the right person. If taught to the right people the right way. If that person had the right way of thinking initially.
See, I got a pretty good balance of partnering my emotions with.
I like what you said about the emotion thing, because like when you react and we sometimes are a little bit more explosive, like with our emotions and things like that. I actually had I always have like a flashback of like when that so I had a disagreement at work with like a policy that's not really a policy. It's like an area of gray, and I've seen like somebody. So I was like, and it actually kind of involved some money too, like so I saw somebody get paid for something, and I did the same exact thing, and then they were like, no, we don't pay for that, and I was like, so I had like a moment where you ever free, like you ever just like, so how am I gonna deal with this? You know what I'm saying? So like, and I was like really in a room with like all my peers, my superior, but the superior who had approved that thing was like not there, and like the others, like they're on the same level. They're the owners, and like one's the CEO, one's the COO. So it's like I'm like I don't want to argue with this dude, but I also don't want to like put Joe out like, no, I saw you do it for Jerry 2 weeks ago, and the motherfucking blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like everything just like for a second just hit me. It was like, but I don't want to be big and black. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a rat, but I also ain't a bitch though. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Hold on.
You'd be surprised. You'll be surprised how thin the line is between being a rat and being a bitch. It's like, I ain't never been about that bitch. But I ain't no ratty. I ain't never. It's like,
and that's what I was
it's like, how do you get on the line?
And that's what I was gonna say when I say I short. Like when I say I have a good balance between my emotions and logic, like I struggle with the ego more than anything. Cause like, yo, who are you talking?
I do too.
Like, yo, what you say?
Like,
it's these moments, and I think just cause from being bullied as a kid, like as an adult, sometimes I feel like I might even overcompensate. So sometimes like I catch myself like, am I tripping? Like, am I being too like scared to go back to being like it's this weird balance of like I'm gonna put my ego in check, but don't try to play me. Right. Like it's this weird back and forth.
Like, you can't even say nothing to Artie because we'll come back with the rudeness. And I've been caught with that too, just because of
it's a weird
being, it's like it's like we have being scarred from being bullied, and it's like the fuck you say? Like,
let it be known for everybody else.
And then my office is so detrimental. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then it's like, oh, like we can't even promote you. You know what I'm saying?
Because now you have this stigma with we don't feel comfortable with you.
You're unpredictable.
Exactly. We don't feel comfortable with you being like not even in control, but like in a position of superiority of supervising the lower level.
Because your behavior is unpredictable, we can't understand, we can't handle it, and so like, I damn near had like a mini stroke. I was just standing there, and like even like it got to the point where he was like, I was like, let's just go in here and talk. I was just like, we're gonna address it a different way.
I realized like as much as I can hold back my feelings and not react to them and think with logic in the moment. Over the summer I was working at a restaurant and like. I was going through a lot of shit outside of work. And when it comes to work, I'm a perfectionist and I'm a machine. Like, everything has to be the exact way I want it to be. And once I figure out the best way to do it like that, it's just nonstop. It's I'm never gonna divert from that process because that's the most efficient way to do it, and that's how I'm gonna get it done.
I'm the same exact way for a different reason, mostly for like an accountability, just for me, because I know like when in commission sales and things like that, I deal with clients, so like people will come back and try to say you said things, and I'll be like, I've never said that to anybody ever. Because this is my process, and you know it. Let's pull it. Pull the call. Everything I do. I was about to say, I've been passed up on management positions in the food industry because I'm unpredictable emotionally. Not emotionally, but I'm unpredictable when it comes to my pride. Like you said, ain't nobody ever gonna bitch me, and I'm gonna get my way with my tables with my guests. We can talk about it later. I'm getting my way. You can go write me up, make me pay for some shit later. They getting this for free or whatever it is that's about to go on. That's going on. So in that regard, pride is my biggest problem. Like it's one of those situations where it's like, nah, my pride and principle, nothing's higher than that.
It's tough.
I'm not breaking that.
Try to make you deviate from like your integrity or like it's.
See, and that's where I feel like there's a hard line between some people say that like and even the Bible says pride go up before a fall. But I think there's a difference in being prideful in what you do and having respect in your craft and what you and also when you said the perfect thing. When pride goes hand in hand with principle.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, if I can understand if I was prideful on something that was, that was prejudice, or if I was prideful on something that was just wrong or harmful to someone else. But when it comes to our shit, if it's my craft and I got to put my name on this, I'm sorry.
And that's so crazy because I used to be prideful around the board, like period. Like if I think this, whether I'm wrong or right, bruh, my pride will not let me admit defeat. But the more you grow, the more you understand, the more you accept accountability. Once you accept accountability, your pride in that regard starts to diminish, and it doesn't have such a sway over your everyday life. But like you said, bro, because when it comes to your principles, the principles in which you live your life, bro, pride is the most important thing. Like, if you don't have pride for those principles, how can you live those principles?
Because you're gonna get to the point where you have the wherewithal to understand that you can be wrong sometimes. I told you.
I feel like I'm king.
You hope to get to that point.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that will never get to that point or haven't got to that point as of yet.
Well, I just really
and they're good and grown.
That's a step in self growth. That is like if you're not on that other side of that, like that's toxicity to my life, and we can't if you can't understand,
we can't move forward.
Accountability, yeah. So that's why I was saying. Once you understand that, like, I could possibly be wrong. You still have that wherewithal where it's like, no, but this is my thing. You know what I'm saying? And this is I'm taking a stand here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could be
and
wrong.
That'd be the funny
on
thing.
this, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I'm someone who takes the high road all the time. Like I always be like, you know what, we'll do it how you want to do it. And then on one thing where I'm like, you know what, I budget with this one. You're like, yo, what?
Yeah.
It's funny, like just watching someone's reaction of like, what do you mean you're not? Like, no, we're not doing that.
I've gotten to the point. I've gotten to the point where I can take the high road too, but I do it in such a petty way that it almost defeats the purpose of taking the high road.
It's almost the low road.
And it's something I'm continuously trying to work on. Like I'll take the high road, knowing you're gonna be wrong, and then let you know you're wrong, and I knew you're gonna be wrong. So like I want to get to the point where I don't have to do that.
See, I'm in this different place.
I'm a comment king. Like I have comments like, and I can't let them slide. Especially
right. That's what I'm saying. Like
I told you that was
if I
like, wow, it's really tough being right all the time. Like it's a burden over here. It's a burden, yo. Yeah, it really is. But like, it really is. It's a burden. It really is.
See,
because it's not. I could be like, it is not too often where someone could just say, "Q, you were wrong." And be right about me being wrong. That's because I'm not speaking on shit that I'm wrong about.
I wouldn't have said shit if I didn't.
I tell people all the time.
I'll let you have it.
Before you start this debate, I want to let you know I don't speak on shit I don't know.
See,
I just don't.
I'm so petty, but like I do this like even if like let's say we have an argument, right? And you say, yo, that's not right. And I'm like, yes it is. And then you go do it and it's wrong. I'm gonna do this like, it's cool. Not even say nothing, because I don't know you living and you're wrong. No, that's not petty enough for me. That's not petty enough for me. I have to be that. Yo, and it's such a flaw in my character because I don't have to be this way. I don't have to be this way. But in my mind,
super satisfying.
I would say in my mind, it satisfies my.
That's what I say.
It warms.
But that's a part of your ego.
It warms my heart.
That's why I struggle with that.
It warms my heart.
Sometimes it's like, yo, I told you. Like so if I'm in that mood, then it's like, oh, I wish somebody had told me that was maybe that was me.
Yeah,
my bad.
I told you twice. Don't do that. Like I have to let you know that I told you because I find
myself in that situation when it comes to being right, or I'll be like, yo, you should do it this way because then this person's gonna do this. When there's other factors involved, you're like, no, I'll do it this way, and I'm humble about it. You know what? Cool. Let's do it your way.
I'm always. If I tell you let's do it a way, first of all, it takes a lot for me to even come out and say some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So for me to get to the point where I'm saying I could be right and I still won't say shit. In my head, I just know I'm right. Mm-hmm. So if I come out and say, do it this way or do this, and you go against that, that's like you that's a betrayal.
He's like, do you know what I just did?
Like you know me as a person, and as a person, you know I'm right.
So what I found is that I'll even meet you. I'll meet you in middle ground with that because it's like I get it. You know, not everybody doesn't want to take advice and doesn't want to feel like, oh, Quinte told me, blah blah blah. So I'll even meet you halfway. My new skill that I have learned, and it actually really helps. Especially like dealing with the opposite sex and things like that. What I have found is that my clients like to do a certain way. You know, maybe you'll, or what I found is that, you know, and I'll just speak for me. You know, and I'll just say like, I'll just speak for me. That when I did it this way, and then I did this, and this, that this, and this happened. Mm-hmm. So you know, you take it how you want.
Because I kind of work like that too. Like even when I'm training somebody, I'm like, look, eventually you're gonna find your own way to do it. Mm-hmm. But when I do it this way, it works.
Now, when I'm training, that is how I go about it. Mm-hmm. I always tell them what the corporate way is, and then I tell them what's the efficient way. Mm-hmm. They're not one and the same.
And then the way I was taught to do it, and then the way I'm doing it.
I was gonna say it's a couple different, like you said, the corporate, my way, and then sometimes my boss will be around like, look, this is
Because there's
a
a lot when they put those videos out. There's a lot of rules, but then there's a lot of exceptions.
Because what people don't realize about certain training is like a lot of that is corporate companies trying to avoid liability. So it's not the efficient way.
Right.
It's just
it is the official way. That is technically how they want you to do it. And I've actually been passed up on management positions, and that was the reason they gave me, because you don't do it the corporate way. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, I found a more efficient way that was more beneficial to our customers. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not how we do.
They don't like that because Quante, we pay somebody so much more.
They pay you so much more.
No, it's somebody else that they pay so much more than you that makes that, and you are pretty much shitting in that person's face. And you can't do that.
And also,
that's that person, the person that's promoting you. That's his boss's boss.
Yeah. And then in the company's eyes, that's me thinking I'm better than the company. I'm not thinking I'm better than the company. I help the goddamn company.
Insubordination is, it's like, he thinks he can do whatever he wants to do. And what's to say that, next year won't be taking money out. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, well, whoa, how did it get
come on, you know me. Come on.
See, that's why I like working with small companies, though. Like, I'll pick that. Ever since I started working for franchise, I was like, I'll work for franchise.
I like a small company feel too, but at the same time, they have their limitations.
Yeah. I mean, everything has a trade-off.
Like, my internet shouldn't be down. You're talking about you waiting for
that's wild. That's
you waiting for Comcast to come. I will tell you that Comcast ain't coming.
He said, listen,
the two small companies I work for, they had problems. I noticed problems in, I noticed more so HR problems,
Oh my gosh, the HR. I had this
HR problems, respect level. Like, they do not feel like they gotta respect you as an employee.
Yeah, that's my policy. Like, you happen to be Jewish? Like, oh, you can't say that. But
yeah, both of my experiences with small companies was cool. Would I do it again? I wouldn't sign up expeditiously.
Don't ever say words like expeditiously.
I was like, yo, thank you, T.I. And I respect it. Mm-hmm.
Yo couldn't wait to use that one. Kept the one in the pocket.
My new thing now is
Actually, I was about to say a word that had nothing to do with speed, and I had to hurry up and come up with a word that started with E. That's the only way I use expeditiously.
No, I use expeditiously to try to make people feel like I'm older.
I use expeditiously because that came from one of my favorite movies of all time. And the way Morgan Freeman says expeditiously is incredible.
No, that's a great word. I know.
Lean on me.
I was gonna say if he actually. Classic.
Expeditiously. Get to your glass. Expeditiously. Yo, look.
Kids probably looking like, yo, is that a new one?
How much free content are these things?
Is that SAT? Oh, damn. Yo, we are an hour and a half deep.
No, it's probably not an hour. It's an hour some change.
I'm digging that challenge.
Hey, I appreciate that.
It's like a mint.
$7.
It's like a mint green, man. Is he not a double mint plan?
Yo, women, who the fuck told Champion to just start getting so expensive?
Yeah, they
Do you remember when Champion was in Walmart?
I remember when you couldn't even wear that shit.